What's up, everybody? And it is Monday, so you know what that means. It's time for the Monday Night Lineup. We're kicking it off with Izzy's weekly comic book poll list. We have a great show lined up for you today. Got a lot of talk, as you saw by the cover. We got some Red Hulk goodness talk a little bit about Agatha and some other good stuff. And we are gonna have an amazing show. So as we do, we are going to bring in our guest for today. Many of you might know him already. So let's bring him to the party. And here we see. Now I got to find the party. I always can't find the party, but the party is. And welcome to the party, Steve, the White Walker, or Comics of the Voice.
What's up, Steve? The White Walker. How's it going, Izzy? Thanks for having me come on.
It's going, man. It's so, as we mentioned before, StreamYard is having some difficulties with video uploads. Fortunately enough, I got most of the videos I needed to get uploaded, but I couldn't get them all uploaded. But it is what it is. Let's say what's up to the guys in the chat while we're here, and of course we kick it off with
this guy is everywhere. He's everywhere. Las Cruces, buddy.
I believe he's a clone. He is from New Mexico, so he is a clone. And with that said, he has his own little yoo-hoo sign, so we definitely have to give him love for that. And woo-hoo! There you go. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
All right, making sure, because I didn't hear it on my end, but I kind of heard it. All right. And for those of you who don't know what this is a link to a poll, because we're gonna have another fight coming up. So it's time it's time to show you guys what I'm talking about. Well, first and foremost, we got this poll that's coming up. Vote for the next topic of comic book fights. I already got 18 votes in, so we got best comic book couple. All right, so this could be any couple, right? Doesn't have to be, they don't both have to be superheroes, but it's the best comic book couple. We also got best superhero sidekick, right? Ooh. That's always a fun one, right? Best non-superhero story, and as of right now, we seem to have a big, someone's leading the pack out of all these votes here. Wow. And then best comic book feud, as you can see with the image there, Wolverine Hulk is one of the top feuds out there. So this is there. I put the link in the description here. It's tagged there, so you could go ahead and you can vote already for your choice. It's going to be up there for the next 2 weeks because we are going to have a fight to the death. And it's a fight we've been waiting to see, right? A fight between two guys who either one's very casual, but the other one's a digger. And the fight is...
He's a digger.
Look at that. Digger Jim versus Gary B. the Cat. Clash of the 10-1-1. You heard it here, guys. It is the clash of the 10-1-1. That's what we're calling this battle. That's happening next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Of course, I do the show bi-weekly because this week is Guess That Key. So that should be a fun show as well. So go ahead and check that out. Let's go ahead and remove this here. Cool. Yeah, so there's a lot of good fights here. Do you have a pick for the poll while we're at it? Best comic book couple, best superhero sidekick, best non-superhero story.
So the non-superhero, are you doing Moss? Is that why that?
Well, Mouse is a non-superhero story, so
it's a good one too, and that's a tricky one to get hold of.
Oh, I have a copy.
I've got the copies too, but the originals from the magazines. Oh, have you got the originals?
No, I got a trade. I definitely have a trade.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I picked up too.
Yeah, so Mouse is definitely one, but there's so many. There's so many out there. A lot of people don't even know this. I picked these because I feel like Jim and Gary can handle these.
Oh, especially Gary. Like the knowledge that man has is just incredible.
Exactly. So,
but that's a good one.
But Jim is not too far off. So
no.
You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely to go take an opportunity. Vote. We got 18 votes in there already. Let me see if I refresh this, if that's still 18. Yep, it's still 18 votes. And look at 89% superhero sidekick is coming in at second place. This
and
could
there's no
drastically
love.
change.
There's no love for the first and the last one.
No, it's still early. Steve,
Okay.
you'd be surprised. We the first poll we did, it started as one was winning, like straight up winning.
Right.
And then on the day, it completely changed.
Wow. So it's
so
like the duck race, right? Whoever's dead last just comes flying through at the end.
Exactly. So we'll see how this goes up. I tried to do the images today, this time around, where before I didn't do the images, and I think people like the images a little bit better. So we'll see what happens. But Mouse is in the list, and it could be a choice. It could be a topic. Either Gary or Jim could pick one or the other. They can't pick them both. That's the catch.
Right.
So they're, whoever gets it first gets it. But if that wins, so we'll see what happens. It's gonna be fun. The last two fights were amazing, so I'm looking forward to them.
I think I'd go with the comic book feud. I think that would be a good one.
Feud's a good one too, man. Definitely a good one. I agree with you too, because there's a lot of good feuds in comics.
Oh God, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get back to these let's get back to the chat, because we have a hello from Nuevo Mexico. Hola.
James is in.
All right. And we got Michaels, the Adventurous Joe. Happy day, y'all.
Yes.
Right. Said, well, it's been a while, man. How you doing, my man? Been gone for a hot minute, as he says. Phil Treehouse. Now, Phil, I don't know if I had a chance to see Phil's fight. So Phil was part of the last fight, and he was definitely something. How you doing, Phil? Are you feeling a little better? Let me know in the chat if you're feeling a little better. All right. Also, we got Scotty Vaughn, 82 in the house. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you haven't done so. But hit that like button. I'm expecting you guys to hit that like button. So, learn from head wound mistake.
Head wound mistake. Holy crap! Head wound.
Oh no, it was a violent fight. It was definitely a violent fight. So, all right, guys, it's time. You see, I made an error. It's time to talk about what's trending. So you ready to talk about what's trending?
Let's bring it.
All right, so we got the
tunes, bud. Stellar tunes. I just gotta say, that's freaking phenomenal.
Thank you so much. All right. Let's start talking about this trending list, because it's all over the place. There's a little bit of goodness all over with this trending list.
It is.
And we're gonna start off with Fantastic Four 94. This is 1970, so we're at the cusp of Silver and Bronze Age, right? How familiar are you with this title?
Not really a whole lot.
Yeah,
Agatha all along, other than watching the TV show, which I enjoyed. I love the WandaVision. I like this character, Agatha Harkness, and the actress who played her. What's her name? Catherine Hahn.
Catherine Hahn.
She is phenomenal. That as far as the book, not a whole lot about this one.
Yeah, so Fantastic Four 94 is the first appearance of Agatha Harkness, the nanny of Franklin Richards and mentor to Scarlet Witch. Now, in the comics, Agatha was very different than what we see in the.
She's like super old, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Madam Web thing, I guess you could say, right? Something like that, where she's super old, but she's definitely still a witch. But they did more with her in the show than the comic books. The comics always had her as a secondary or even tertiary character in the story. But this is her first appearance, and as you can see here, we have a high of $325. This book graded, I've seen it go as high as almost $1,000.
Oof! Wow.
Yeah,
that's one thing about Key Collector app. When you go through it, the prices aren't really very accurate for what is actually happening out there.
Yeah. Well, it's also because it's trying to take an average on the raw price too.
Yeah.
So the prices you're seeing there are raw prices rather than graded, which makes sense, because I think there's more raw books out there than there are graded out there. And this book, even though it's a Fantastic Four book, so it's still a very popular series of books. A lot of people want to, grab their Fantastic Fours. Maybe not as much as a Amazing Spider-Man book, but I will say Fantastic Four is one of those books that people always go hunting for. So 94 is up there in the numbers, but you still got some Stan Lee, you still got some Jack Kirby, and we got in the house DVH.
DVH from across the pond, buddy.
Exactly. So with DVH, we got to give DVH his love. So where are we with DVH here? And let's see here.
Scrolling. We're scrolling. Still scrolling. What is it, like 11 o'clock over there?
It probably is, right?
Scrolling.
Where did it go?
He's close, people. He's close. Okay.
I'm close. I'm looking for it, but
just wait.
It looks
it's coming.
I apparently it disappeared. I had something for him, and now it's gone.
No love for you, DVH. We love you, but no love for you. Okay?
I'll still give you this.
I'm sorry. That is a really boring story.
Yeah, that works.
That'll do the job, right?
That does it.
But then again, I do know DVH is definitely a wrestling fan. So DVH.
Oh yeah.
There you go. You get an oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And right there, it's 11:45 over there. Look at that.
It's getting ready for work.
We're late night television right there. You know what I'm saying? All right. We're gonna continue in that Agatha Harkness train that we are right here with Fantastic Four 186. Nearly 90 issues later, we have the first appearance of the Salem 7, right? Which, of course, it's a group of witches that no one cares about at that time. This one, if you can't get the first appearance of Agatha, I guess you could say this is the next best thing for that show. Rumored that Vertigo will lead the Salem 7. I'm not even going to attempt to say that lady's name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okwi.
Yeah.
Okwi Akapol. Oh, yeah. That's
like
something straight out of something killing the children.
You know what? I'm just going to call her okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Like,
Peach Momoko. So you go Momoko. So it's okay. Perfect.
There you go.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
I'm sorry. All right. So we got the first appearance of the Salem 7, $8 book. If you find it in the wild for $10, I guess it's worth the pickup. It's still a 70s Bronze Age book. It's a cool cover. I kind of like this cover. It's a nice little cover there. So
I like my Bronze Age covers. I mean, that's my jam. That's my era.
You know what I'm saying? I always liked when they, instead of the corner box, they had the little heads floating with the Fantastic Four. I just thought that looked pretty cool in this book. All right. So next up in our list, this one, 230, is an iconic cover.
Yeah.
I don't know how iconic it is because it's not a cover that most people immediately think of, right? When they think of it. But we have an image of Hulk's fist punching through Captain America's shield.
Well, at least hitting the shield and pushing it into his face.
Exactly.
Adamantium. It isn't going to get crushed.
Yeah, exactly. So, it is Hulk we're talking about here, right? So,
that's true. The angrier he gets, the stronger he is.
So, can the Hulk destroy? Well, he could probably bend it, right?
Yeah. I don't think about breaking it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe he could bend it.
He could probably bend it, right? That's a possibility. But of course, this book is here because of Hulk action. Now, obviously, we saw the trailer of Captain America: Brave New World came out this week. Did you get a chance to see that trailer yet?
Oh yeah, I watched it. That thing was cool.
What's you like it?
Yeah, I think. Well, I'm gonna enjoy these movies for what they are. I know people are gonna be super critical and they're gonna hate this and hate that. When I go and watch these movies, I just enjoy it for what it is. I know they're gonna put their own spin on it. They don't want it to be exactly like the comics. It won't be perfectly accurate, but I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I agree. And I think for this movie, this is, you see, Deadpool and Wolverine, that's the movie that everybody expect it to be good. This is one that people want it to be good, but they're fearful that it's not, especially with the reshoots.
Yeah.
Right. So usually when you hear the term reshoots, it's a sign of there's a problem.
Like what happened to the cast.
And with this one, it kind of has that same thing because I'm hearing that they did 70% reshoots. They went right back to square one with it.
Wow.
But
hopefully they did a good job.
Well, I think for what it's worth, I think this one's a good a good reason to do it, because now we have we're back to Captain America that we like, the movies that we like Winter Soldier, because I honestly believe Winter Soldier is the best MCU movie out of all of them.
Totally agree.
You know, and it's like it's not your typical superhero story, but it has that you know, that suspenseful thriller involved in it, in that style. And I feel that this one exactly.
Right? We just want a good story that flows properly and has, you know, a plot to it that you know, it's not crazy.
I agree with
that we can enjoy.
I agree with that. So this was there because of that reason. Even though neither Captain America, this version of Captain America, Steve Rogers, nor the Incredible Hulk are in this movie.
Yeah, I know, it's the Falcon.
It's the Falcon and it's Red Hulk.
Red Hulk.
Exactly.
So it's Thunderbolt Ross, right?
What's going on, Daniel Carpenter? How you doing, my man? All right, let's go to our next book here.
All right.
Another book that's on this list is X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 350. This is the reveal of what Gambit did. So I don't know how familiar you were with the X-Trader storyline that came out in the 90s. How familiar you were? Very zero. Okay. So in the that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So I'm explaining.
So you can educate me, because I had a kid then and I was out.
Yeah. So in the 90s, they developed this story of a traitor, right? So the story came that when Bishop came into the modern time, right? So Bishop's a time traveler. He came from the future. He was searching for a traitor. And he believed that traitor was going to be Gambit. So for a very long time, Gambit was the traitor. Gambit was the traitor. But everybody kind of knew Gambit wasn't the traitor, because that's kind of the approach. Like, we're going to point that Gambit's the guy, but we know that Gambit's not the traitor. So we went for a very long time to find out who the traitor was. Turns out the traitor ended up being, spoilers, guys, it ended up being Professor X. Professor X ended up being the traitor, which eventually morphed into Onslaught, right? And that's how we get the Onslaught story. However, the mystery behind Gambit still existed. So there was a mystery about what did Gambit do that was so horrendous. And this story goes back to that story, right? Where Gambit, before he was a member of the X-Men, he ended up working for Sinister and the Marauders. And it was because of him they were able to do the Mutant Massacre. And this is the story that reveals that. So apparently he didn't do anything, like he didn't actually kill anybody or be part of the massacre. But he led them to the massacre. And that's why this book is on this list. Now, why it's on this list today, especially when X-Men 97 just passed, I think people are still hunting these books. So there's still a level of curiosity to it. Not to mention it has a phenomenal art by Joe Madureira, who I think is one of the best guys in the 90s that a lot of people don't talk about anymore.
Kind of like this book that just went crazy because of that show. Yeah,
exactly. So this is one of those books that I think it's a fairly cheap book. It's a holofoil book, so it's kind of cool looking. I have a copy. I have a copy. I do have a copy of the book. I love my copy, and when I read it, I was like, oh, okay, that's what he did. So I like the fact that he did that with this one. So that was a cool one for me. I think this was a good Gambit piece to pick up there.
I like Gambit books. You know, I might end up freaking finding this one now.
Yeah. Do you know what's on Gambit's mind most of the time?
No, what's on his mind?
I'm looking through your mind's eye.
Yep, that makes sense.
It makes sense, right? Doesn't it?
Especially with all those ass pictures of her.
All right, let's get a little more serious here, and that's Watchmen #1. This came out back in 1986.
Yep.
Cool. Talk about classic stories. This is probably one of the best stories in comics. Of course, the reason why this book is in this list is because an animated feature has been announced. It's coming up very soon. It's coming in August, the first part. I'm just curious to see how many parts they're planning to do. I hope I hope they extend it.
Yeah, I hope they run this for a while because they can go a long time with this one if they want to.
Exactly, because if they do a 2-part story, then it makes no sense. But I will say this much. How many hexes do you think Alan Moore is doing to DC for them to continuously like poke the bear with these Watchmen?
His voodoo in his basement. He's channeling his inner Agatha Harkness.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't think there's a need for an animated movie. I don't. We had the movie. We had a TV series.
Yeah, the movie was fine. It was good.
The movie was fine. There's a motion comic, which I love the motion comic. If you haven't seen the motion comic, go look it up. It's awesome.
Yeah, I haven't checked that out.
Yeah, it's the comic book. They're just doing the comic book, and you got voiceovers. So
that's cool.
Right. So all this is an animated series of Watchmen. And I doubt they're gonna make changes. So if you watch the movie, of course, in the movie they made some changes here and there, you know, the squid and all that stuff.
Yep.
But it's not gonna be that much different. I can't see them diverting with this one. So is it just for them to just poke Alan Moore and just say, hey, look, we're doing another one, Alan? Ha, 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 ha.
We own it. Screw you. We're gonna make money off it. I mean, Rorschach, they could do a separate one with him too, alone.
Yeah, I was so I went back and earlier this morning I was watching one of the clips from the movie when Rorschach's in prison.
Oh, that was my favorite. You guys are in here with me. He's like Batman.
The cafeteria is like, you want to make me famous? I'll make you famous. It's like, oh no. And he's just there and he takes the
I just loved him in that scene, man.
The oil.
Just beating the crap out of everybody. He just doesn't give a crap. I love that guy.
And no, the best part is when they're doing the prison break and he's sitting in the cell.
Yep.
And you have the 2 henchmen and the little guy who's from Seinfeld. I don't remember his name, but he's there. He's like, okay, we're gonna do our revenge. And he comes up and he goes, sticks his hands out. And he just grabs it, just breaks his hand and ties his knot. And then it's an excellent
movie.
He's keeping score, which is awesome. I love Rorschach is such a great character.
He's like a dark Batman, man. He's perfect. I love him.
Well, that's the best part about Rorschach, right? So Alan Moore based his characters, as you can see here, based off the Charlton characters, right? So Rorschach is really a mix of the Question, but what he really is Mr. A, right? Mr. A was a character created by Steve Ditko. So the Question was also created by Steve Ditko. So it's really Mr. A more so than Question, but the Question is definitely one of the characters, right? Captain Atom will be Dr. Manhattan.
My favorite guys. I love Captain Atom.
Thunderbolt. I'm trying to remember who Thunderbolt was based out of. I'm not sure,
but they did them in order there.
Yeah.
I mean, would Night Owl be Blue Beetle? And the comedian,
Night Owl.
They're kind of dumb characters, right?
Exactly. And Nightshade is Silk Spectre.
Yeah, so I think they've done it in order.
Yeah. So we got Taylor Winder in the house, Mr. E. Jesus.
Mr. E. Jesus.
Mr. E. That's right.
Mr. E. Yes.
Well, I love that song. That's holy. It's Mr. E or Mr. A. It's Mr. E. Oh, thank you. And there goes Beckerman. Ozzy, man, it's Thunderbolt. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I love talking to the guys in this chat. They know so much more than me. But I've read this book countless times. I have the entire series. I have a trade, and I have each of the floppies.
Nice. So, anything graded on this one? Did you pick up the? Are you a slab kind of guy, or do you like?
So I have slabs, but I got this before the slabbing days. So I have the full 12-issue run. It's going to be crazy how I got them. So for the main keys, I got them normally, right? But I got them before the Watchmen hype. And what I ended up doing is I picked up Watchmen #1, and I ended up picking some of the other ones. But and when I say there was a long time, we're talking about 90s. There was I will go to my local discount stores, and they will have the packages of comics, kind of like the Walmart packs. And I ended up getting most of my Watchmen from dollar packs.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so most of the story, and I ended up getting all 12 issues, but most of them I got them from dollar packs. That because no one bought them. No one bought this.
No, nobody cared about it.
Yeah, We got the Council of Comics. What's good? How you guys doing, guys? All right. So, great book. Awesome book. If you haven't read the story, where are you? Read it.
Yeah, like there's trades. You can get reprints of it. I mean, you can get the stuff cheap. It's not like it's a difficult book to find.
And they're gonna constantly print them because they don't want Alan Moore to get the rights back. Because that was the deal. The deal is if they don't sell after 5 years, he gets the rights back. So they had to continuously make more content.
So he never gets it back.
He never gets it
Sons
back.
of bitches.
To be fair, he wrote an amazing story.
Yes, he did. The swamp thing was awesome too.
So was he trying to write a story about trying to write the story that wasn't going to sell, and so he could get the rights back? I don't know. I don't know who's at fault here. Was it DC that was conning him to do it, or was it him thinking that he was writing a bad story?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something so ridiculous that it won't sell.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, this ain't selling, so I'm gonna get the rights back. I don't get that. Anyway, next book here is John Carter, Warlord of Mars. Disney is planning to make a John Carter TV show. For those of you who don't know who John Carter, Warlord of Mars, he's created by Edgar Rice Burroughs, the creator of Tarzan. So some cool. This character is over 100 years old from pulp comics. So, did you ever read any John Carter? Because I never did.
Yeah, I read a lot of this stuff, and also like the movie back in 2012 was actually well done. If you guys you gotta check out the movie, it's good. It's got everything in it. It's like a Western. It's got sci-fi. It's got monsters and giants. It's cool. And then of course on Mars, right? So
and it has Gambit.
It's cool. Yeah. And you got everything. I weird forearm monster things.
I remember when it came out. I remember when the movie came out, and they put a good marketing thing with it, but it tanked.
Yeah, it just wasn't the right time, I think, for that kind of movie. I don't know if that was the time for those. Everyone was doing apocalyptic movies then.
Yeah, and
having something like that was a little weird. You know, it's almost like Stephen King's Dark Tower kind of deal.
I mean, well, and unfortunately, you have Taylor Kitsch, who is the actor who played him. I haven't seen him since.
Yeah, was he showing up in anything?
Haven't seen him since, right?
Huh.
Oh, there's an early Frank Miller book in that run. Oh, look at that. Go hunting. So you got this book here, the first issue, the first Marvel issue of John Carter. $30 not bad. Gotta admit,
Bronze
it's not
Age
bad.
goodness, baby. Bronze Age goodness.
Yeah, Bronze Age, 1977. All right, not Bronze Age. Very modern. New. Spider-Man Noir #1. This came out back in 2009. Classic. I love this character. I have a 9.8. I actually have a 9.8 of this book.
Oof, that's a tough one with that black cover. Whoa.
Oh, but you know what it is? It's a card stock.
Oh, so it's a heavy paper. I've got a Fantastic Four noir book that's I think it's kind of like that.
Well, I got the Spider-Man. I got the Fantastic Four. I also got the X-Men one. So they did the whole run.
Okay.
And stuff.
So the 30s look to it. That was I kind of was intrigued by that, and I never did pick this one up because the hype went nuts for it, and I was on the late train for it.
Well, this book when it first came out, there was no huge hype surrounding it. It was just we're doing noir stories, so it's kind of like it was kind of capitalizing on almost like what they did with Ultimates. They were trying to do their version of an Elseworlds. Right, so Spider-Man Noir is like, oh, let's see if we could do Spider-Man in the Noir. Now the book in itself, at its present time, didn't go crazy. It's so normally. It wasn't until Spider-Verse thing became a thing, where everybody wanted a Spider-Verse character, and now
that's when I was getting back into the books around that time. So 09, I wasn't into them again.
Yeah, so you're getting your Miles, you're getting your Gwens, and all that stuff, and this one was an alternate version of Spidey. So this is Peter Parker, of course, and of course, when the movie came out, that's where this character blew up because it was Nicolas Cage that played him. And now Nicolas Cage is returning to the character in a live action format, which I think is going to.
Oh yeah.
So this book 180 right now.
Grab it, people. Grab it while it's on FOMO.
It is without a doubt a FOMO book. I don't know what's the print count on this book, but it's a hot book, and it's gonna, you know, if Nicolas Cage makes this character what he did in the cartoon, yeah, it could be big for a while.
It's 09, so you know they printed a ton of these.
Yeah,
do you have a floppy to go with your slab too?
No, just one. So,
okay. So
I was a reader.
Yeah,
I collected and read. Next book is X-Men 97 issue number 2. Again, this is the second issue of the series. No real big hype behind it. People just still clamoring for it. I think $10 is too much for this book because there's nothing really significant about this book other than it's part of the 97 series.
Yeah, and that's what everybody's jumping on right now. They see the 97, they're grabbing it up, and you're right. They're just going to drop off. These will be back in dollar bins, 50-cent bins.
Yeah, exactly. It's
a great cover. Like the cover is cool and everything, but yeah, you're right. There's no significance to it. There's no first appearances. There's nothing.
Yeah, I agree. It's just there. It's just the book, right? And it's, of course, people like it. The variants I think are better for this one. There is a variant. Let me see if I could. There's you got cool. This one, which is the 1/100.
David Mack.
Yep. You got that one. This is another hot one. So I would say this is the hottest one.
Oh yeah.
The
little
the Gambit roll. Then you got the third print that came out.
The VHS tapes.
And then you have the trade dress.
Mack.
Actually, I don't think this is David Mack.
You know, it's got the look to it.
It's Salvador Espin.
Oh, it's somebody. Oh,
no, it is David. No, it is David Mack. It is David Mack.
Yeah, I recognize his shit. I see it. Yeah.
You know what it is? It has a little bit of a pencil. It looks like a pencil sketch.
Yeah, it doesn't quite look like the watercolors like he normally does. He's like that way, right?
Yeah, exactly. So then you have another one here. This is a nice little cover, though.
Yeah, it's not
bad. Here
we go. Here we go.
And there's the trade. So you got a few of those there.
All right.
All right. Our next book here comes back. Let's go Copper Age now.
Yeah, here we go.
Silver Surfer 44. This is the debut of the Infinity Gauntlet. $30 book is you probably could pay less for it. You don't need to pay $30 for this book.
I don't know. This book's been hot for a very long time though. Like, I mean, it's always been up there. It's one of those keys that really hasn't fluctuated a whole lot.
Because there's always an expectation, right?
Yeah.
This is expectation that this book will always the Gauntlet is always going to return. Those days are gone. I don't think we're ever going to return to the Infinity Gauntlet story unless they're desperate.
Yeah, now, well, if they reveal that he's an Eternal and that he can be resurrected, that'll be the whole thing with it, right? Because earlier in this series, he came back. He was resurrected, right? He came
back. Yeah, he was dead, and they brought him back. But what's important about this now is that this is actually hot, not because of movies or TV or anything like that. It's because they're doing this annual series. So if you remember in the late 80s, early 90s, Marvel used to do stories within the annuals, and they're doing it again.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So they're doing an Infinity Watch story where the gems are now personalities, they're entities, rather than just being gems. And obviously, with the Infinity Gauntlets attached to it, the Infinity Watch, as they're being called, are now roaming around the annuals. And that's the real reason why this book has some traction right now. Again,
it's trending kind of down right now.
It's trending on the downward, but because there's no real big hype other than that. So it's, give it, if you, $30 might be a little too much. You know what I mean? 20, 15.
I'd go with a mid grade or even a low grade. I don't care. Yeah. I just have a reader copy, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, here's another book that, Spider-Man Noir. This is a book that I think will always continue to go up in value because Scarlet Spider is a beloved character.
Is he the clone? Is he the real guy? What's going on with him? Is he the real Peter Parker? Is Peter the clone?
biggest mistake ever, wasn't it? It's like, oh, by the way, the Peter Parker that you've known for all these years is not the real Peter Parker.
He's a clone. It's like, Jesus, just drop the bomb on everybody. Fine.
Yeah,
Sell all your ASMs. They're all worthless now. He's the real deal.
And he's blonde, guys.
Yeah. Like, come on.
First appearance of Ben Reilly as Scarlet Spider. As you know, his first true appearance was Amazing Spider-Man 149 in 1975. I actually have that copy of that book and stuff like that. I love the way that the cover of that book was, because what they did, they color Spider-Man slightly different from each other. So one was like a brighter red and blue, and the other one was like a more dull color scheme, and that was pretty cool with that one. But $100, I've seen this book. Actually, I saw this book not that long ago for going for 50.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it, and I was like, and I passed up on it. It's one of those books, when I see it, I forget its significance. I don't know why. Like, for me, it's like, oh, that's not his first appearance. That's just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just one of those weird things, but he's loved. We're gonna see him again soon in the Spider-Verse movie, and I think after that, that's where his popularity will start to dwindle a little bit, unless they
go into obscurity once again.
I don't know. I don't know about if he'll go into obscurity, because they're trying to keep him alive with Chasm and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, right, the Chasm character. That actually not a bad spin on it.
Oh wait, we got Joe. He's gonna have a comment. Oh. Actually, Ben Reilly didn't dye his hair blonde till he was made the new Spider-Man, while Peter and Prego MJ were on holiday retirement.
Hey, there we go. Okay.
Thank you, Joe.
The facts, people. Fact checking, Googling, checking. Excellent. And what's up with the blue freaking what the hell sleeveless shirt thing? Like
that was the hoodie.
That always drove me crazy, man.
It was a hoodie. And he drew the sun. I'll be honest, that's more realistic than all these other costumes.
Yeah, you're liking that one?
I'm fine with it. You know what I mean?
Hey, just something to be different, I guess.
Exactly. All right. Oh boy.
Yep, get them ready, boys. Get them ready, boys. Get them ready. Yeah.
Yeah, it is now time.
How many copies do you have?
Wait, show that again. Show that again.
There we go. Bring it. There it is. I should have just pulled out all my copies and started, there's the card. I got my my cable card. I got a bunch of other. I don't know where the hell half of the cards are. But yeah.
I'll be honest. I love this book. I love this book. So, long story short, the very first comic that I purchased with my own money was this one.
Really? Wow.
So it wasn't the first comic book I purchased, right? First comic book I purchased was a few years earlier, because it was based off of my allowance, right? So I had an allowance as a kid, and as a kid I would go, my dad would give me $5 every week. When that's what you get paid, he'd give me $5 every week, and I was able to buy comic books.
Excellent.
Not like today, where with $5 you're lucky to get one, right?
Yeah.
So I remember comics at that time were 75 cents. So I was able to get, let's see here, at least 5 books, at least. 5 books.
$1.50 US at the time.
Exactly.
$2 Canadian.
Polybagged, exactly. So when I had my first job, it was my absolute first job, and this was the book on the shelves.
What card did you get?
I ended up getting the Shatterstar card. That was the first one, because I thought Shatterstar looked awesome.
Yeah.
He still looks awesome here.
You like the ponytail thing?
I like the whatever that thing's called.
Around his face there, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell that thing's called either.
That's the comic book.
He's framed.
Yeah, so I loved Shatterstar. I picked up the book. It was out of my own personal money, and it was cool. It was a good feeling. It was like, this is my comic book now.
Yep, I know exactly that feeling, bud.
Because my mom was like, "Oh, those comic books are mine." It's like, not this one. This one's mine.
This one's mine. I bought it with my own money. I earned this shit. This belongs to me. You can take everything away. This is my book.
Yeah. There were some good comic books in that. There was like a Hulk 340. There's a Spider-Man There was a Spider-Man 300 in that pile. Yeah.
Excellent. So, Izzy, how many of those X-Force books do you own now?
So I have 5 because there were 5 of them. So I have all 5 cards.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think I got 3 of the different
And
cards.
and according to Beckerman, it is called the Liefeld helmet.
Okay, there we go. See, Googling again. See, we just got to throw it out there, and the chat will do the work for us. The tower. There's Trev up there. The tower.
Yep.
That's our rally call for our
You know what I'm saying? And we got Trev, the shipping girl, and Steve, the tower.
The tower.
So obviously this book is on this list because there is some heavy rumors that G.W. Bridge is being played by Giancarlo Esposito, which is still a rumor. It is not official. People are going crazy trying to buy this book.
Yeah, there's a bunch of rumors about characters that are going to show up in this Deadpool movie, and we're not going to know till we see it, right?
Okay, exactly. We're not going to know until we see it, until someone leaks it, right? So it says here this book is $10. There are 5 million copies of this book.
$2, $1.
Don't lose your mind on
never
this
pay
book.
$10. People, listen to us. Don't pay $10.
5 million comics.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. You're fine.
There's
I go into my LCS and I'll find like a short box full of these things.
Or you could win, Rob's fat stack, and I'm sure he'll probably pick one of those up out of it. You know,
2 or 3 of them with the Deadpool card.
You got this one. No, that's the worst part. He doesn't tell you which card it's in there.
No, because it's bagged and boarded, and if it's still polybagged, you got to pull the polybag out.
Exactly. So,
and then sometimes the card will be backwards, so you're like, "Oh, what is it?"
So his name is G.W. Bridge, right? And obviously, if you don't know, in New York, we have a bridge connecting New York and New Jersey. You want to know the name of that bridge?
Is it the GW?
It's the GW Bridge,
George
guys.
Washington Bridge.
The worst bridge ever. I hate that bridge.
With the walking path underneath it?
No. There's no walking. That's a different
or is
bridge.
That another one?
That's a different. So the GW Bridge, the actual bridge, is someone's failed attempt of converting lanes. So what they ended up doing is they made it so that I believe you ended up having 10 lanes merge into 6 lanes.
Oh, that won't cause trouble.
That will merge into 4 lanes.
Yeah. That's a nightmare. I believe they call that a funnel.
Oh, it is bottlenecking at its finest.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna have some irate people and some fender benders. The good old days of chrome bumpers would have been awesome for that, right? Because you just push people.
I hate that bridge. I hate that bridge with passion.
Yeah.
Hate it. It's the worst bridge ever. So they made this character out of the bridge because GW Bridge. That's his name. That's what we call this bridge. So I'm just gonna take a photo. It's the first appearance of a bridge. But
great.
We'll see. We'll see if he's actually playing that character. So, like the speculation of Dazzler, like everything else, this is one of those books.
And we will see what we see, right? Will Dazzler be in it? I don't know.
Yeah, I got one thing to say about this book.
What the hell is even that?
Yeah.
All right. Here's another book. Oh, this is one of my favorite books of all time. And what drives me crazy about this book is so difficult to get it in high grade because of its color. It's the black.
Yeah, the black, the yellow, the purple.
Yeah, it's really bad to find this book in a good grade. But this is the first appearance of Psylocke as Lady Mandarin. Yeah. Why say Mandarin? Mandarin. But it also debuts her psychic knife.
Yeah.
But for me, this book is important because this is where Jubilee gets her yellow costume. This is where the trench coat is debuts. So I love this book. And I do believe that's why this book is hot. $18. Again, another book that's too much for its price. I don't think it's worth $18. I think it's less. Every time I find it for cheaper, but I can't seem to find a solid copy.
A high grade without ticks on it or something, or even the cut too, because Uncanny sometimes gets chopped off the top.
Look, you can see it. You literally can see it in this image, right?
That one right there is chopped, right? So,
so
finding a good centered book and copy,
it is a hard book to find a good copy of, but it is definitely one of those books that I have 2 copies and I know they're not good. And I'm waiting I'm still searching for the one I want.
Well, you're gonna have to wait now because it's a hype book, right? So maybe you get lucky.
Possibly, right? Here's another one: Incredible Hulk 449, the first appearance of the Thunderbolts.
Gee, I wonder why this is hot.
Exactly. And I've had this conversation about the Thunderbolts before, but the Thunderbolt. I'm more concerned how I say McFarlane.
McFlarian.
No, I say McFarlane. McFarlane.
You got to put some flavor on the end of it.
Yeah, what it is. It is what it is, man. You got always killing me with that stuff. The Thunderbolts. Now, I always I like this conversation a lot because when I think of the Thunderbolts, I think about this team. I don't think about the team they're making in the movie, which I think is going to be very much a disappointment to me. I'm not looking forward to that movie because it's not the Thunderbolts that I like.
Right.
Right.
Because the Disney-fied ones.
Well, not even. It's like they're gonna do what they did with the Eternals.
Yeah.
They're gonna take the name, utilize the name, and that's what you get. And it's not gonna be anything like the comic book. Where one of the things I used to enjoy about MCU is that they used to take elements from the comics and they morph into something else because they wanted to keep it a little different. But for the most part, it was fairly the same story, right? Now they're starting to go off that track, which I never like when they do that. It's like there's a reason why we like these characters as they are. But the Thunderbolts,
that's the problem with Eternals, they rush the crap out of it, and they should do the same thing. Well, hopefully they would do the same thing with this. They would build it up, right? They're going to throw a bunch of characters at us that nobody knows, and it'll be problematic.
Yeah, but not even that. Is like what this was characters that took the place of the heroes that were gone, right? So we talked about I talked a little bit about Onslaught earlier. So during this time, back in '96, Onslaught sent all the heroes to like a different world, right? So they ended up going to like this different world, and they did the Heroes Reborn storyline, right? Where all the heroes were in a different place. So the leftovers, pretty much everybody stood there, and the Thunderbolts came in as this brand new superhero team that no one knew about, but they were taking the place of the Avengers, only to find out that they really were the masters of evil in disguise, which was a great cliffhanger for that first issue. You know, when that issue came up, it was like, what? You know what I mean? You didn't see it, but then afterwards you saw it.
And it was a lovely twist, right?
It was Kurt Busiek did a phenomenal. Kurt Busiek, Mark Bagley, you got to give him love for doing that. It was such a good twist how they made it work. And
I love the Baron Zemo character.
And that was the problem that I have with what I see with this upcoming movie. It's like I don't see that happening in this movie. You know what I mean? What I see with this movie is we're gonna make our version of Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Marvel's version of you're right. You're absolutely right. But Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross, that's going to be cool.
Oh, anything with Harrison Ford is good. He just he's not even acting anymore. He's just going to play himself.
He's just going to stand there. Yeah. It's like, it's like John Wayne, right?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Hey, Rich is in the house. Comic Cap Collectibles. What's up, Rich? You got to go check out his videos. He is pressing some of my major keys.
Ooh,
so
what's he got?
Oh, he got some good books, man. You got to go check it out. He has an Amazing Spider-Man 316.
Oh, nice.
That's a nice big one. He has a Batman. Oh my goodness. Is it 655? First appearance of Damian? Well, first cameo of Damian. And there's some signed books in that pile too. So
are you going to get them sent off to the new CGC verification?
Yep. It's for the first step. That's why I had to do the pressing and all that fun stuff. So I gave it to Rich a couple of weeks ago. I said, "Hey, Rich, here you go. let's see what you could do. And I knew firsthand that some of these books were not in perfect condition because they're old reader copies from when I was a kid.
Right.
But you know what? He's been doing a phenomenal job with the books. I'm gonna send some of them out to CGC for SJSA verification. It's the whole reason why I haven't sent them in the first place, because I've been getting signatures since the early 90s. So
yep, that's me too. Ever since I've been back into it, I've been getting signatures like crazy, and I've got a bunch of books from the Bronze Age that are signatures, but not verified because that's not what you did back then. Like I got my Conan 1 that I wanted to send off to CBCS because it's got a Barry Windsor Smith signature on.
Oh, nice, awesome.
But that
and I have a few books like that too.
Yeah,
I have a couple of George Perez's. I have.
Oh yeah, that's the awesome one.
I got so many Chris Claremonts, so many. So, speaking of Chris Claremont.
All right.
This is Uncanny X-Men 2. Oh, you got your copy? Oh, wait up. Wait,
my copy, baby. Got my copy.
Don't go nowhere.
You got to bring it. Got to bring your stuff. Yeah, it's not a great copy. It's got quite a number of spine ticks on this stuff. But again, yeah, I like my reader copies. So I'm into my books like Izzy. I like to read my stuff. Every single slab I got, I have a raw to go with it. I got my floppies. All right, let's shine, baby. Shine. Okay,
so we got to turn off the virtual cam for a second.
Yep.
So to get the virtual cam, you got.
Oh, and he's got her graded. Look at that. One raw, one graded.
I have 2 more raws.
Oh yeah, but looky.
Oh, I have one too.
There you go. Uzi.
So I have a raw copy, which of course is not slab because of the same our exact same conversation that we just had, where you had
beat to hell. The spine on this is horrible.
Yeah. So my copy that I have it signed by Chris Claremont and Mark Silvestri.
Sweet, and that's one of the ones you got going out.
It's gonna go. Actually, I didn't give him that book, but I do plan on giving him that book. So
when the label comes back, does it have anything? It's a yellow label, but it has a stripe or something on it.
Yeah, so it's going to be a yellow label, but instead of a darker yellow on top, it's going to be a black mark, which makes it looks cool. It actually looks pretty cool.
Bumblebee.
So yeah. So it's going to look really good. It's going to get great. You could grade the signature, but I'm not going to pay.
Yeah, like that's stupid. Like what the hell? That's like with the cards, right? You can grade the signature and then you can grade the card. So now they're carrying that shit over to books now, like. Like I said, with my Conan, it's on the inside. So once it's encapsulated, I won't see it again. So I have to take a bunch of pictures of it so I can have it on the back.
Yeah, so
that's what they did back then. They didn't sign the front cover. They signed the inside. It's always
they signed the inside. Yeah, especially the writers. The writers like to sign the inside.
They don't want to mess with the art, right?
Exactly. So
you gotta kind of respect them for that.
All right. So the first appearance of Jubilee right here. It is X-Men 244. This is a classic book. My Jubilee is just right there making her dinner. So
fireworks.
Exactly. Oh, here's another beauty.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
So this book, I actually do have a copy. And speaking of Comic Cap Collectibles, he did press my comic, and it came back, and I have this book in a 9.8. So huge thanks to Rich over at Comic Cap Collectible, which gives us first solo title of Lobo. It's amazing that this book's $10.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's always been a cheap book, though. Like, I mean, there's so many of them. I've had sold this book so many times.
It's a 99-cent book.
Yeah. I don't even have it in my collection right now because I can't remember what I did with my last one. I think I traded it for other books.
Oh, really? Yeah. I believe the one I have is also a Newsy.
Oh, okay, that's even better. So 9.8 and a Newsy.
Yeah, 9.8 and a Newsy
with the black cover.
With the black cover, with that. What I love about it is that his eye has that little dot. It's hard to see it here, but he has like a little dot.
Is it like a printing error thing with that?
No,
book?
it's his eye.
Oh, it's just the iris of the eye. It's a little white dot.
Yeah, so when Bisley drew it, he just put a dot on it. Which I thought was awesome. Love Lobo. Of course, this is getting traction again because Jason Momoa is still rumored to play Lobo, but now in the Supergirl movie. I wouldn't be surprised if I see him in an end credit in Superman.
Yeah, I think he'd play a good Lobo though. He'd suit the role, even with his personality.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next book up in our list is Wolverine Origins, issue number 10. This is the first appearance of Dakin, the son of Wolverine. Again, another rumor that he's going to be in the Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility that this book could gain traction. $50, not bad at all.
No,
you know what I mean.
Another one that's kind of stuck up there. It's a good book.
I agree.
It's his actual legitimate kid, because Laura doesn't count. She's a clone.
Exactly. There you go. There's some Wolverine goodness there. So first appearance of Dakin, $50 book. I
underrated character. Underrated.
Yeah, but he's the type of character I could see the MCU taking.
Yes,
they've been taking a lot of these kids.
Yeah, they could do a lot with him. Like he's got neat powers.
Exactly. He has a cool look too. Got that nice little. Even though I don't know how he has tattoos, because I remember once reading in one of the books that Wolverine cannot have tattoos because it's technically a scar.
He'll regenerate.
And he regenerating the tattoo. It'll just rub off.
Yeah, I don't know how that works either, but I like his third claw, how it comes out of the inside of his wrist.
Exactly.
It's really cool. Yeah, the two, the outside and the one on the inside.
Exactly. It's a really cool book. Here we go.
Well, we know why this one's coming out again. This one's always hot, but
it's always hot, but it's surprisingly low right now.
Yeah, well, after the comic book boom, where this book went into ridiculous prices, and now it's coming back down.
It's coming back down, but it's going to climb its way back up again.
Yeah, it's correcting, is what people have been saying. Like if you watch the chart, it had the big boom, and then it's correcting back to the trajectory that it was already on.
And it should correct itself, because even though it's considered the first appearance of the Venom, which we all know, it is the most homage cover of all books I could
on
imagine.
The planet right now.
Right?
Probably more than Superman.
But yeah, exactly. But what I will say is, because it's ASM and it's because it's an anniversary issue, there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of copies.
Oh yeah, there was a ton. I remember
there's a I don't know how many copies are out there, because I don't know what's the exact number, but it's a high print run of copies.
Oh, God, yeah, hundreds of thousands. Just like with Hulk 181, it is not a rare book. There are a gazillion freaking copies of that book. Same thing with this one. I remember at the store, the guy had stacks and stacks. People were buying 5 and 6 of these books at the time.
Yeah, I remember. I got mine. I just showed you my Jubilee. I got my Amazing Spider-Man right there, 300. That it is one of my very early comic books that I picked up as a kid. I picked it up because I loved Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's a cool cover. Like, who wouldn't want to grab that?
Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, and now that the Venomverse is going to have the Venom Wars, they're bringing back Peter Parker with the original Venom. So that could be part of the reason why this one's gaining traction right now.
Yep. So big book, always be a big book.
What are you? We are. We're Venom! We are. Venom! No. Oh! Yeah, we are. Venom. We're gonna need to work on that.
I laughed at that one when I first saw it. I thought that was beautiful.
So my question for you is, obviously I know this is a controversial subject when it comes to Venom. What are your thoughts on that movie? On the series as a whole?
I really hope they do something better with it. Like, I tried to enjoy those movies. The storyline was okay, but it's all the hokey shit that really got on my nerves. Like, they just overdid all the hokiness with Brock and that whole Venom thing. Like, I wanted a more serious movie. That's what I was after at the time. So I was kind of disappointed with that.
I felt the same way when the first movie came out. When the first movie came out, I didn't like it. I couldn't stand it. What's up, Brian LCS? And then I saw Dirts earlier. So what's up, Dirts? The rats are in the house. That's right, Spider Rat.
Yeah.
So that first movie comes out. I hated it when it first came out. I was like, oh, this ain't my Eddie Brock. This ain't Venom. You know, the whole Spider-Man not being part of it. It's Sony trying to get money. They should just give it, pretty much give it back so we don't have to deal with this. And then afterwards is when I was like, okay, I watched it a second time and I enjoyed it for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want to be a purist, that movie's terrible. But if you let it go and turn it into an alternate universe, then which it is, then it's actually kind of entertaining.
I'm thinking what Izzy's saying is you just line up a bunch of shots, you hammer those shots in you watch the movie, and you're going to be okay with it. You'll be happy with it, right?
And same thing with the second one.
More shots, and you're fine.
You know what? Woody Harrelson, man, he killed it as Carnage.
I like Woody. Yeah, he can play a good psycho when he needs to, man.
He knew what movie he was in. He knew what movie he was in. So what the hell, man? Might as well. You know what I'm saying?
I want to see more of Carnage. I think him coming back as that. I think that'll work out.
What's up, Joffrey? He's in the house. All right. And now we have X-Men 97 #1. Again, this book was in the list last week. It's back again this week. Again, this love of X-Men 97. First of all, the cartoon was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, it was well done. I enjoyed it too.
It was done well, so it's still hot even now. But of course, I believe this book's gonna cool down like any other book as well. So $15 highs right now.
Don't do it, people.
Don't go crazy over it. It's not worth it.
It'll go back down. This one, I'm not so sure. I don't think so. Look at Red Hulk. Look at him straining.
I will say, Ed McGuinness is one hell of an artist.
Now, doesn't that look like Steranko's kind of work? With that.
It's a little bit of Steranko, but it's definitely an Ed McGuinness. So you got a little bit of Corbin in there as well, like Richard Corbin style with the neck and all that stuff. What's another one? Doug Mankey, I believe, is another artist that does draw them like that. What I always find interesting about this book is that this is not a first appearance; it's a first cover appearance, it's a cameo of him. He doesn't make the first appearance until the second issue, which I always thought was funny. $65 high. I do have a copy of this book. I have it signed by Jeff Loeb. That's another book I plan on sending as well. I'm not sure if I have Ed McGuinness's signature on it. I might be able to get it, and then send it out. So we'll see. But
you guys got all the good artists down there in the States. That's one thing I envy about you guys, having readily available to these guys. They don't cross the wall too often up here. I got to come over the wall to you guys. I want to go to Heroes Con next year.
We'll be glad to have you. Taylor, let me know what you're selling it for. We'll see what's up.
Right on.
Volume stuff. I do have a copy signed by Jeff Loeb. I think I'm gonna get Ed McGuinness to sign it because I convinced my wife to go to Baltimore.
Quiet. Don't say it out loud.
I can't say it out loud. The door's closed, but I got her. So the rule of thumb for me is
how'd you do that?
Well, the rule of thumb is I nag her at least 15 times.
Oh, I see. Just relentless badgering will do it for you.
So the way it works, it starts with a no, and then by the time you get to 10, when I get to 10, it's like a maybe. And then when I get to 15, it's like, all right, whatever.
Just to shut you the hell up.
Well, the thing with Baltimore,
balls and it'll be fine.
So I got Terrific Run coming in August, which is going to be phenomenal. And then Baltimore is also a great show. And Baltimore's happening in September. It just so happens to happen. It's happening the weekend of my birthday. It actually falls on my birthday. So
there you go.
So it's falling on my birthday now. I convinced them if they come with me, we could enjoy it and then afterwards do what we do. I like going to Baltimore because there's the Ringo Awards, and after the Ringo Awards, everybody goes to the bar and you're hanging out with all the artists, the writers, they're all there. So you get to have conversations with them and talk like normal people. But if it's my birthday and my family wants to spend time with me, there's no way we're gonna go to a bar that late at night. You know what I'm saying? So that's the argument. Now I could give that up 1 year. You know what I mean?
Not a big deal. So what?
So yeah, and I've done it before, right? So and I'll do it again. So, but I'll probably end up doing what I would normally do in Baltimore. I'll do it in Terrificon because I am staying overnight for Terrificon. But this book, talking about Red Hulk, since that's the cover, what's your thought? You said earlier, Harrison Ford, you're down.
I'm down for this. I think it's going to be good.
And he doesn't have to add a mustache. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. Can you imagine Red Hulk with a mustache going on?
Well,
he'll look like the Maestro kind of character with the full beard thing going.
Refresh my memory. I don't remember and I don't recall. Did he have a mustache when he reverted back to Ross?
I don't know. Did he?
Because when he's Hulk, he doesn't have a mustache.
Come on, somebody in the chat there. Yeah, well, he doesn't really have hair, period, right?
Well, he has hair.
Yeah, on the head.
He has, but for some reason,
the mustache doesn't come through for something like that. It just retracts. I don't know why.
So I don't.
Maybe because the character's going to look dumb with a mustache. Can you imagine Hulk with a mustache?
I could see it.
You think it'll work? You think you can pull it off?
Okay, the reason why they didn't do it, obviously, so they wouldn't. It'll throw off the scent, right? So, this Red Hulk doesn't have a mustache. It can't possibly be Ross. Has to be someone else, right? So that was the whole point. But Ross, I don't remember. Did he shave his mustache? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
So we'll see. Anyway,
great
book. I like this book. And then our last book is Doom #1. Yeah, this is as modern as they get.
Oh, yeah, so
this
brand
is
new.
The second printing of Doom #1, the 1 in 25, second printing. This is the Virgin variant, and it's all because of MF Doom. So it's a $40 high. This book is really hot, and it's gonna stay hot for a little while,
and then it's gonna go.
And then it's gonna be hot right now because you have people outside of the comic book industry picking this book up because of MF, which is the rapper that passed away. So that's the reason why this book is hot in the first place. So what you need to do is be patient with this book.
Yeah.
You got to wait till people forget about it. And once they forget about it, you'll see the price drop.
Just like the first Doom series.
Exactly. So, but this is not because of the story, even though I hear it's a good one shot.
Yeah, I have no idea. I never bothered to pick it up. I
didn't
jump on the hype.
I have a copy. I have a copy of the first printing of this one, but it's a cool cover. Stanford Green is a great artist.
Mm-hmm.
This is the variant with no trade Virgin variant. It's worth checking out. It's worth picking up. I would just wait on it. You know what? Give it time. Give it its time, and it'll drop in value.
I'll find it in the free bins.
Yeah, exactly. That's the books for this week, man. Not a bad set of books, man.
It was okay. There's a bunch in there that I didn't know a whole lot about, but you know what? Yeah. I think we did okay overall here.
Yeah. So you ready to see what's the top 10 list?
Let's do the top 10, baby. Bring it.
Let's do the top 10. There you have it.
All right.
Those are your top 10s. What's your thoughts on the top 10?
Okay, not bad.
Not bad. A couple of repeats that we've seen before. Obviously we saw the new Incredible Hulk. Not Incredible Hulk, Hulk 2, which is the actual first appearance of Red Hulk. So that's there. Let me move this a little bit because that's annoying me. There we go.
There we go.
Now you it's still there. Anyway, who cares?
Can't see it.
That
now.
was cool. There was Gromit, which is another popular book, another modern book that's currently out there. Is pretty hot right now.
Did
But
you pick up
overall,
Grommets?
I did not pick up Grommets. I hear a lot of good things. I know some of the guys in the chat, they like it. Durs enjoys it. Circumstances love it. Those are the guys that like it. It's fine. It's not exactly my cup of tea when it comes to storytelling. It's about skateboarders and stuff like that. So that could fall under one of those non-superhero comics. So
there you go. There's a lot of indie books that are like that.
Yes, let's take a look and see where's this. Where are we right now with this? So we have we have some more votes in. So let me just do a quick. Not as many more, but let's go ahead and take a look at this.
Let's see if it's swaying in another direction now.
So looks like the best superhero sidekick is starting to gain a little traction. So we got a little pickup. 21 votes. We had 18 earlier. So in case you guys want to know, this is in the community tab for comic book fights. Comic book fights are happening next week, next Wednesday, and we got a great fight coming up. Look at that. Digger Jim versus Gary B, the casual guy, the clash of the 10-1-1. Where's your money going for? Who
Gentlemen, protect yourselves at all times. I don't know. This is going to be a tough one.
I
like both guys. I think they're both going to, they're going to come out swinging. But whoever's got the most stamina, he's going to be the one standing at the end.
You know what I'm saying? That sounds like everything else.
Let's get it on.
Right. Puck's on net, baby. Puck's on net. We got to get out there. You got to just hustle.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all the same things that these guys say.
So make sure you guys, if you haven't had a chance to vote, go ahead and vote for this. This is going to be up for the next 2 weeks, so it's not going to go anywhere for now. But go ahead and do it, because if it's in your mind now, you can get it out of your head later. So we got that going on. Let's tell me a little bit about what's going on in your neck of the woods, Steve, while we get to our next segment. What's going on, man?
I was going to drop a video. I got the last of my Transformers books. I've got the video shot and edited. I just got to upload it now. And then it'll just be my voices choices. But I'm thinking of a new segment that I'm just going to start going through my collection, like grab a short box randomly and then just start rifling through it, kind of do like a fast forward of it, and then pull out key books or ones that are significant, so I can like rediscover my collection, because I've got like 7,600 books here to go through. I think that might be a neat little segment.
That's cool. I did a few months ago. I ended up having to reorganize my books, and I went back to look at some of my books, and I was like, wow, I didn't know I had this. I didn't know I had that. And then like, I didn't know I had the first appearance of Kitty Pryde.
Oh, cool.
But it wasn't a great copy. That was the part that kind of turned me off. I'm like,
but it's still a fun discovery though when you go back and you see that and you're like, oh, cool.
It's not a great cover, to be honest with you. It's one of those covers that you don't, obviously she's not in the cover, so it's like, but it's still cool to know that I have it. Right. So that was pretty cool. That was some of the things. Spider-Man Noir was another one of those books that I was like, I didn't know I had, and then when I saw it, I saw how good the copy was. So I immediately gave it to one of my guys, and he sent it out. He had it cleaned and pressed, and he sent it out. It came back in 98, and I was like, you know what I mean?
Do you use that CLZ app so you can keep track of your books?
No. I have it.
Me neither.
I have all the apps. I have all the apps, but I just don't keep track of the books. It's just a lot of work there.
It is a ton of work. Like, Jesus, after you go through and bag and board all the collection, man, oh man.
Exactly. Ryan Riley, what's up, Rat Pack? And look, Chris the Comic Vet member.
Oh, my brother from Canada.
Months. Yep. Canadian in the house. Watching from work. He's working right now. Oh, there you go.
Another White Walker.
Exactly. All right. You ready to talk about what's new this week?
Let's bring it.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. I want this one. There we go. All right, let's take a look.
Variants, Jesus.
You have no idea. All right, the way this segment works is really simple. You're gonna tell me what you're gonna take and if you're gonna pass. So if you see this, you're gonna see these books. You're gonna tell me I'm gonna pick up this one or I'm gonna pass. So over at Marvel, we have 18 titles. Among those 18 titles, there are going to be 80 variants. That's not even the worst of them, Steve.
Damn.
That's not the worst of it, right? Starting with a book that I absolutely am going to pick up for reasons, personal reasons as well, because I mentioned Jubilee's my daughter, right?
Yep.
Well, my other daughter's Phoenix. So it's
go.
like, got to pick it up. So Phoenix,
yeah, but do you like Dark Phoenix or you like this Phoenix?
It doesn't matter. It's Phoenix in general,
Phoenix.
right? So Phoenix #1. I'm interested in this story. I was disappointed by X-Men last week, but this one I'm interested as well because she's going on space adventures, which I think could be interesting. So we'll see how that one works. Another book that's kind of interesting, I'm thinking about picking up, is Namor #1. So Namor has a new series coming out this week. I'm not sure if it's a limited series or if it's an ongoing. I want to say it's a limited series. So
do you know who's writing that one?
Namor, not off the top of my head.
All right, people, you got a job to do in the chat there. Who's writing Namor 1? Somebody start Googling.
That's not a hard one to find, to be completely honest with you. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Aurelis? What's going on? Oh, your daughter's middle name is Phoenix.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Allow it as her first name.
Okay, so let's take a look here because I'm gonna click on it. So Namor, since I have it appears to. Oh, interesting. So it has a cover. Interesting. They don't have the credits here.
Really? Oh, Jason Aaron.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Jason Aaron's. But if you look at it, here, there's the creators. So it's a Jason Aaron story. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, it might not be actually not dumpster trash.
Might
be okay. It's got half a chance now.
Yeah. The other book that's coming out this week that's also #1 is Daredevil, The Woman Without Fear. Elektra continues her run as Daredevil.
They just stop with this. Like, just stop.
Erica Schultz and Michael Dowling are doing this book. Yeah.
Hard pass.
I agree. Even though Crossbows is in this one. And the Punisher. The new Punisher's on it.
I'll grab it when it's in the free bin.
Here's my take. Here's what I've noticed that DC's been doing. Not DC, Marvel's been doing. Is they're making newer versions of established characters. Like they started with Miles, right? With Miles being Spider-Man. And now we got X-23 is now Wolverine, which we'll see in the very next book, right? Now Elektra's why can't Elektra be Elektra?
Yes. They're thinking outside but pressed right up against the box. Like, come on, people. Like, come up with some new shit.
I didn't mind that it was.
Yeah, when Zdarsky was handling it,
but she's Elektra.
Yes, that's right. She's her own character.
She has a freaking movie, guys.
That's like having Nightwing. Let's make him Batman. Okay, let's just call him Batman.
Yeah, and we'll put him with Damian. We'll call Damian Robin.
Yeah, there you go.
And then we'll get a superstar writer like let me think, Grant Morrison to write it. And why not get a real established artist, an indie artist that a lot of people like, Frank Quitely. And there you have it. And we'll call the book Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
And their first villain is Professor Pig.
TM.
Yeah. Thought of it just now.
That's right. TM.
That's my problem. My problem is taking established characters and just throwing in an established IP name on top of them when they're already established.
This is why I'm into Image, and I like Image books because they're coming up with new stuff like the Rook, the Ghost Machine, Geiger, all these freaking characters. Like most of my polls every week are Image. Although Marvel stepping up lately, so I've got a lot of Marvel books now too.
So
but Image is #1.
So we got Bloodhunt Lark Kinney, the Wolverine #1's also out this week.
Oh, I'm hard on that one. That one I'm getting.
Spectacular Spider-Man #5, The Immortal Thor, annual #1 part of the Infinity Watch saga story that they're doing. Ultimate X-Men number 5, Incredible Hulk 14 is coming out this week. Also, Invincible Iron Man 20. I'm not crazy about that cover though. That cover is kind of not doing it for me for Invincible Iron Man. Right? Even I think it looks like it's an Alex Ross, but it's like
it looks like a weird, yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't do it for me. Scarlet Witch number 2, Spider-Woman number 9, Annihilation 2099 issue 3. Apparently this is a weekly series of books. So you have that one. Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt 3, Dracula Blood Hunters number 4. Now Digger Jim was talking about Blood Hunters being terrible. So really? Yeah, he did not like Blood Hunters.
I've been enjoying all these tie-ins. They actually haven't been too bad as independent stories. But that's just me. Like everybody's got their what they like, right? That's the whole idea of this.
Okay. What if Aliens? What if number 5? Like, did we really need that many what ifs when it comes to Aliens?
No.
Like, what if
they're just happy they got Aliens back, so they're just throwing every goddamn title and thing that they can at this.
Why would Aliens need a what if?
Probably because they finally get to Earth, and then they've been dancing around them getting to Earth for so long in this entire series, and it's like if they show up here, that's just the end of the world.
Yeah. All right, and then Star Wars 48. I'm finding harder.
Give a shit about new books. Yeah.
All right. Oh, what just happened to my screen? All right, our next books, DC Comics with 45 variants, but 9 titles. Now, did you hear the news about DC?
No. What's the news?
The news is they're reverting back to Wednesdays. So say goodbye to DC Tuesdays.
Oh.
And they're gonna go back to Wednesdays books. Right? Which I don't think Legion of Comics Mark is too happy about that, but
I don't have a whole lot of titles that I'm even collecting, so it doesn't affect me. I got maybe 2 or 3 books. That's it. The Tom King Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but at the same time, it doesn't affect me because that means I don't have to go to the comic book store twice.
Yeah, I just go on Wednesdays anyway.
Exactly.
And I got my poll list, so it doesn't matter. I don't even have to show up then. I can show up whenever.
You show up when you want to, right? Exactly. All right, so let's take a look at the 9 titles that are coming out. An Elseworld Stories, Dark Knights of Steel, All Winter number 1.
Yes, that's awesome.
That's coming out. Also coming out is Superman World's Finest issue 29. Superman 16, an Absolute Power tie-in storyline. That's coming out there. Then you have Green Lantern War Journal 11. John Constantine Hellblazer Dead in America issue number 7. Nightwing 116. This is the 3rd part of the Fallen Grayson storyline with Deadman in the cover. That's pretty interesting. And then we have Wonder Woman. Surprisingly, Wonder Woman 11. This is an Absolute Power tie-in story. Also, Titans issue number 13. Catwoman 67 with a nice DNA cover right there.
Yeah.
All right. Image 16 titles, 36. No, not 36. 63. I'm reading backwards. 63 variants.
Woo! Bring it.
Oh, and it's still not the worst.
No.
It's still not the worst of them. But what's coming out this week, I'm actually looking forward to seeing Witchblade return.
Yeah. That's gonna
even though I don't know why Witchblade has Sean Connery and Keanu Reeves in it. Looking at that cover.
It kind of looks like them, doesn't it?
No, that is dead on Sean Connery right there. All right, Deathstroke number 2, G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, issue 308. Another popular book, Redcoat, is scheduled to come out this week, issue number 4. All right. Then you have Undiscovered Country number 30. Fish Flies, I think it was a holdover from last week. It wasn't out last week.
Yeah, it was. It was supposed to be, but it didn't.
Yeah, it was delayed. So it's scheduled to come out this week. What's the furthest place from here? Number 19. Talking about our rats. Rat City issue number 4 is coming out over here as well. And we have Napalm Lullaby number 5. Misery number 2. Really? Misery number 2 and Per Evil number 5.
Yes.
Remote Spaces issue number 2. All right. We also have another book that was supposed to be scheduled for last week. It's coming out this week. Plastic, Death and Dolls, issue number 2. The Weatherman, number 7. Now imagine doing that cover.
Yeah.
For the Weatherman. It's like, oh, yeah, let's
do sunny day, and then we can do cloudy day, and then we can have hail.
Exactly. How long did it take you to do that? Oh, that was an 8 hours. That was an 8-hour job.
Yeah, it looks like something you could do on the computer pretty quick.
Exactly.
Take a picture of outside and you're good.
Exactly. All right, Rifters number 2 and Walking Dead Deluxe issue 93.
God, still rolling.
They got to get all the issues in color.
Yep.
Even though I still like black and white comics.
Yeah, you're right. Well, if you get the Conan Savage Sword of Conan,
exactly,
it's black and white.
6 titles over at Dark Horse with 13 variants. That seems a little more modest. IDW with 5 titles and 15 variants. Again, about 3 variants per book. Boom Studios has 4 titles with 18 variants.
Ooh,
and
Boom.
The king of variants.
Oh.
3 titles. And among them, 63 variants.
Yeah, somebody's looking to try and make some money, and it's going to be all Vampirilla.
Really, infinity.
Exactly.
Really?
Yes, okay. Really.
Yeah.
Dynamite's just out of control, man. Those guys need to be reel it in about 35 to 40%.
So you mentioned Boom Studios being a little controversial with Boom Studios. What can you tell us about that you know about Boom Studios?
They sold it.
They sold it to
cashing out
to Penguin, out of all places.
No, of all places. And they're going to keep the title though, which is good. But hopefully, I don't know what's going to happen. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I think Boom will stay in place. I think it gives Penguin the opportunity to have their own book, right? So, and they'll be distributed. I'm more curious to see what they do with the IPs that they have, right? Because they do have some IPs in Boom, which you'll see in a second. I'm also curious to see if they're going to change the look. I think they might change the look.
Do you think they're going to back up the variants like Dynamite?
I don't know. I still
cash in. Are they the type of people to cash in?
I don't know. I don't know what to expect, especially like I still don't understand how Dynamite makes money out of all those variants, because you have to pay those artists, you have to do all that work. So I don't know how they make that kind of money. So it's a weird one for me. Anyway, let's go ahead and start off with Dark Horse. Over at Dark Horse, you have a new title called Paranoid Guardians number 1. Into the Unbeing number 2. That's an interesting cover. Avatar Frontier of Pandora number 5. Also, you got Heart Piercer number 3. Usagi Yojimbo, The Crow number 4. And The Witcher Corvo Blanco number 3. That's coming out for Dark Horse. Some pretty not bad books.
Yeah, not bad at all.
IDW, The Rocketeer Breaks Free number 1. That's a nice Rocketeer cover. I got it.
It is a nice cover,
right? It's really nice. It's nice and clean. Star Trek 22 and Star Trek Annual 2024.
What do you think about the covers for these Star Trek books?
You
like them or hate them? I'm
not a Star Trek fan myself. They're fine. I think that Data cover is actually pretty cool looking. That 22 doesn't look all that, I think. But then again, it's an indie book, so you don't normally get like top star artists doing work, even though I do have a friend of mine actually does do some Star Trek stuff, but it's fine. It doesn't kill me. You know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't wow me either.
Yeah, it's just like meh.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a cover, in other words.
Meh.
Meh. All right. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures issue number 15, as well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Untold Destiny of the Foot Clan number 5. Those 2 books are coming out over in IDW. Over at Boom Studios, we got Briar number 7, Man's Best number 5, the Heart Skull Crusher number 5, and Lawful number 2. So my curiosity is what's going to happen to titles like Something's Killing the Children, the Titan books, because Titan owns the rights. So will James Titan will he pull them and take them to? If he does, he'll probably take them to Image.
Yeah. I can
You
see
know what I'm
that
saying?
becoming an Image book. Now, do you think he would just end it and then start at number 1 again, or is he going to continue the numbering?
If I was him, I'll probably continue the numbering.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, carry the story over and just keep going. Do like a Larry Hama with G.I. Joe.
Exactly. So, and I know Image will let him continue the numbering system.
Yeah, they don't have a problem because they've already done it.
Mm-hmm. And with Boom Studios, Something's Killing the Children is that book that people are waiting for the Netflix series to finally show up.
Yeah.
Right. So if they'll wait, because do you think they're gonna call the series Something's Killing the Children?
No, they'll change the title. It'll be a different title because it's too horrific for them.
Yeah.
So they'll have it something else. It could be House of Slaughter or something like that, like the dragons and Game of Thrones kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens, and maybe that's the continuation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, Kenneth Bird's in the house. What's up, Kenneth?
Hey, Kenneth.
All right. Entertainment Dynamite Studios Entertainment.
$3.
Powerpuff Girls #1, baby. I love Powerpuff Girls. I don't care. This is gonna be a fun comic book. I'm definitely picking it up. They have 2 blanks for Powerpuff Girls.
Oh,
Not
man.
1, but 2 blanks.
blanks.
There's a white blank and there's a pink blank.
Of course, there'll be a pink blank. Right.
Thundercats #6 and
that's
Red
my jam
Sonja
right
and Red Sonja issue #12.
I'm betting that one has 63 variants to it. Well, you know what? Thundercats will have a huge amount as well.
Well, it's a #1 Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, that one will have probably the lion's share out of the bunch then.
Yeah, so I'll tell you right now.
They go hard when they have new titles like Thundercats 1. Like, it's ridiculous. They went through the alphabet like a couple of times on the #1.
So Thundercats has 23 top variants. Red Sonja has 16 variants. And Powerpuff Girls actually has a modest 17.
Wow. So see, Thundercats took the lead. Wow. And see, I would have laid my money on the Red Sonja or the Powerpuffs.
Mm-hmm. The thing with the Thundercats is a lot of them are retail exclusives as well.
Yeah, everybody's jumping on that one since it's a classic from the 80s.
Yeah.
Everybody's loving it.
Mm-hmm. And they're retail exclusives. Then there's Virgin variants and all that other stuff. There's the toy variants. With Powerpuff Girls, as I mentioned, there's a pink and there's a white cover. There's actually some really cool covers with the Powerpuff Girls. There's one that there's a trade dress and it's a Virgin and it's a foil.
Ooh.
But the Virgin foil looks like it should have the trade dress. They did it so it needed it. The trade dress was supposed to be there. So I'm not certain. It's done by Kelly Thompson, so that's not bad.
Oh crap! So you know what? Yeah,
yeah. So you might have some really good storytelling there. So we got plenty of incentives. The incentives are nice. So, oh wait, there's a blue and a green blank.
Well, of course, they got to do all the colors, right?
They're doing the colors.
So you can get artists to do all the different ones, whoever your favorite Powerpuff Girl is.
It's publisher
I skipped the publisher previews for this reason. Yeah, just rip it right out of the book.
Exactly.
The black crayon out and color it over.
Over at Mad Cave Studios, you have The Last Warnings #1, Mugshot #2, and The Mammoth #2. And then we have this one I am absolutely picking up from Massive. Lucha Verse Catalyst #1, featuring Rey Mysterios and Tinieblas.
Wow.
That should be cool.
Like a Power Ranger.
Yeah, Tinieblas, he's a cool wrestler. So that's definitely something I'm picking up. Quest #4, Elric the Necromancer #1, and High on Life #2 over at Titan. And I think we're wrapping it up with Valiant Comics with Exo Manowar Invictus #3 and the Valiants #3. Biker Mice from Mars over at Omnipress. Yeah, you guys.
In the past,
you get some Biker Mice from Mars right there. you gotta do a pink blank with tons of color. Hey, if it's affordable, I'll pick them up. I'm not gonna overpay for a blank. I'm sorry. and they're retailer exclusives. So you got the blue and the greens. Those are retail exclusives. I'm not gonna pay extra for a blank. I'm sorry, this is not my thing.
No.
All right, I'll probably get the pink one, but they're supposed to be the colors like Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup. So why not? You know what I'm saying? So there you have it. Those are your new books for this week. We went through it. I'm ready. I'm ready to call it a day. But before we do that, you guys always expect it from me. You always expect me to do a giveaway. So it is time for a giveaway. And watch out. What we have 13 people watching. Watch it just go up out of nowhere.
13.
Right?
Yeah, it'll be Wheel of Fortune. That'll be 34, 48, 62 people.
You know what I'm saying?
In the chat. Let's go.
Okay. So let's go and do the giveaway. All right, we're gonna do the hashtag colors.
Yes, because we're all about the Powerpuff colors. Which is your favorite color? Put it in the comments.
But before you do that, you gotta do the hashtag colors before you do that.
Hashtag colors and then Skittles.
Skittles, taste the rainbow. All right, so
what
let's
are you
see.
up to, Izzy? What are you up to this
Nothing
week?
much, man. This week is gonna be a nice quiet week for me. Like I said, I'm just getting ready for the comic book fights this week. I'll probably drop a video come Wednesday. A nice recorded video of something. I don't know yet. I haven't decided what it's going to be, but we're definitely getting ready for the comic book fights next week. Gary B, the casual guy versus Digger Jim. So that's definitely going to be fun. There's a couple of people on this stream right now. They're watching the stream. They're going to be part of comic book fights in the near future. So we got to keep that quiet for now, who it's going to be. But if you see names on the stream that are familiar, there you go. We're going to have some fights there.
We had some people drop off, but now we got 12.
not coolers, Cosmerica.
America, yes.
Hashtag taste the rainbow. I broke my tooth. What kind of Skittles are you having?
Oh man,
those are Jolly Ranchers, man.
Those stale ones, right? The hard ones. You got to let them sit in the sun for a little bit.
Those Jolly Ranchers that do that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, toothbreakers.
Iced tea colors. I don't know what color is that, but we do have someone. Blue is his favorite color.
My favorite. There you go. Excellent.
Yeah. All right. Nobody wants fuchsia.
No. Furious fuchsia.
You know what I'm saying? Furious fuchsia.
That's what we painted our daughter's bedroom with. Furious fuchsia.
You know what I love about these giveaways? I haven't even said what I'm giving away.
People don't care. It's free, whatever it is. They just want it.
They just want it, right?
Are you shipping just US or international? Or do you all over the world?
You know what? I learned my lesson from the package that I sent recently.
Where'd you send to?
Oh, there's a package going to the UK.
DVH,
my man, and he definitely deserves it.
He's worth it, but I'm sure he does it.
So I will ship in the United States and Canada. If you're outside of Canada, then I ask you if you're willing to assist in the purchase, unless you are a channel member. If you are a channel member, then you will get free shipping as well. So that's how that works.
Contingencies. Okay.
All right. Also,
figured out.
You know what I forgot to mention? I didn't mention it all day, and I should mention it because I'm a dum-dum. Is if you are a Rat Pack member, you are part of the giveaway. So I do have a giveaway. We're gonna show it a little later of the Rat Pack, stuff like that. So we're gonna do that. Coolars.
Yeah,
Coolars.
Coolars. That's how we spell it in Canada. We put the U in there because we want to be different.
Coolers.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 9 people. Let's draw this and let's see here.
Of Fortune. Dun, 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 dun. Las Cruces again, right?
Imagine.
Oh. Yeah. He keeps winning. Las Cruces. He's got the magic ticket.
That's the epitome. That's the epitome of rigged.
Totally rigged.
You know what's great?
There it is.
I already owe Las Cruces a package. So
yeah, There you go. You can find shipping now. You're saving money.
Of
That is
course.
excellent. And it's going to New Mexico, so it's fine. They need more stuff in New Mexico. Attaboy, Las Cruces. Congrats.
Woo-hoo!
There's your
So
woohoo.
So Las Cruces, you're gonna get. You know what? Screw it. If I pick up the Powerpuff Girls, you get yourself a Powerpuff Girls.
There you go.
You'll get a nice little blank there.
You
But
don't know which color. You don't know which color.
You don't know which color I'm going to get, right? That's the only catch. But let me show you guys what you could potentially win if you are a channel member. So as a channel member, I'm doing my monthly giveaway. And most of you already seen it if you were watching last week. But I do have a Deadpool Wolverine giveaway. So let me go ahead and do this one here. Bam, bam. So we're going to give away this book here, one of the Stormbreakers.
Sweet.
Oh, it keeps going. Saturday morning variants, Deadpool #1.
But
So we got
there's more.
Oh, wait till you see. There is definitely more. We got Saturday morning Deadpool. We got Absolute Carnage versus Deadpool. That's a nice little cool variant
there.
there.
Go. That's nice.
That's
I
nice
love the
variant.
Carnage covers.
You guys love some Liefeld goodness? Here's some Liefeld drawing feet with Deadpool.
Damn.
Issue #3. That's a nice cover right there. That's part of the July giveaway. So remember, it's all part of the Rat Pack giveaway. We got another one. We got a nice Wolverine cover. Look at that slasher cover.
Is that the die cut cover too?
That is definitely the die cut. It's the newer one, as well as Death of Wolverine #1. Right. This is the the Dan Jurgens cover. And you know what? We talk about signed books. You can get yourself a signed Chris Claremont 125 Wolverine.
Wow.
Also, another signed copy of Wolverine First Class, signed by Fred Van Lent. There's his signature right there. That's issue 1.
Placement too. That's good placement.
Yep. Issue 1 plus issue 2 with the signature there.
Wow.
Issue 3 is also going to have a signature.
Holy crap. It just keeps going.
Oh, it keeps going. There's more. All right. Here's a cover that I absolutely adore. This is Wolverine Origins, issue #5, done by a black and white cover done by Joe Quesada.
Oh,
but it's also signed by Joe Quesada.
Look at the signature. That is cool.
All right, so you got a big Q. We're gonna throw in some. We're gonna throw in some books here, like Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. This is the reprint.
Nice.
So you get that reprint. You guys love your foily books, so you're gonna get your nice little foily book as well.
Ooh, shiny.
Right? And that goes for all Rat Pack members. If you are an urban or elite, you will qualify for the Deadpool sketch cover with a drawing. You'll get a drawing of your choice. And this is the crown cover. You see the little crown right there?
Cool.
So you got to get that. That's for the channel members that are urban or elite. All right. Now these are also urban elites. The Wolverine, Deadpool Wolverine World War III, the Ivan Thal variant.
Oh yeah, that one is just fire.
This by itself is going for $40 in the aftermarket now.
Wow.
$40 book. But wait, there's more. You have another variant. So this, I didn't show these variants last week. So we have Deadpool #1. We talked about homages.
Oh, here we go again. Here's a slap chopper.
There's a Dan Panoja with, you know who that is, right?
Yeah, the little shark guy. Yeah, Mr.
Love him. All right, so we got
Then they
that.
steal him from DC Comics.
And of course, one more. We got a version.
Oh man, that's nice.
Yep, this was a Comic-Con exclusive. And then to top it all off,
oh my god, a slab 9.6.
9.6 Deadpool 3 Wolverine. All this is part of the IzzyVerse Rat Pack Challenge. So all you got to do is be a Rat Pack member, and you can qualify for these books. The big books are a part of the Urban and Elite, but you will qualify for the rest of them for the 99 cents and above. That's it. That's all it is to join the membership. So that's
this is definitely hacking from New Mexico. 100%.
He's probably one of those hackers that hacked the Disney. He got hacked. Yeah. That's Las Cruces. He's like
hacking everybody's the spinning of the wheel thing.
You know what I'm saying?
So what did he win? Or are you just going to give him the Powerpuff?
Oh, I'm gonna give him the Powerpuff Girls. If I'm
Oh,
gonna get it, he'll get. But he also has a mystery pack, so he knows me well enough to know that I'm gonna always add things in there. So, Last Two says you'll get some stuff soon. So
Lucky
I'm
man.
happy I didn't. I'm happy I didn't send the packages. That's all I'm happy about.
Hey, it worked out.
Yeah.
Guys, clean it
All
up.
right. So Steve, where can we find you, my man? One more time.
Comics of the Voice. That is me.
Steve, thank you for doing the show. I really appreciate it. With
problem.
that
Thanks for
said,
having me.
I have to give you thank you, but not only me. There's a few other people that want to say thank you.
I think this is it. I think you're about to go home. Okay. Look, thank you.
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 Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I never said thank you.
And you'll never have to. Thank you. I guess I'll see you.
We'll see you next time, guys. Excelsior.